Yo, please welcome to the stage the magnanimous host, the one with the most, the one that never got ghost because she exploded and showed you who's got the throat. She got you clenched, you know your fist is up, raise them up, give it up to the champ, the mother of all slams, the one and only Cristin O'Keefe-Aptowicz.
This is called To the Guy Who Told Me That Funny Poetry Ain't Poetry. So you don't think funny poetry is poetry, huh? Is that it? You don't think funny poetry is poetry? Wow, that's a real cause to step against. You're really saving lives with that one. Emaciated premature babies inside tiny iron lungs raise their frail arms to you. Withered nuns gather quietly to discuss how to make you the patron saint of telling it like it is. And somewhere in heaven, your grandmother is shaking her head in pride saying, "Thank you, Jesus, that my baby is the one to finally tell the world that funny poetry ain't poetry." What kind of simple-minded, uncultured prick do you have to be to claim you know so much about poetry that you alone can dictate what is and isn't poetry and yet be so uneducated as not to recognize the literary history of humorous poetry, you fucking dick, suck, condom head mouth? Remember Shakespeare? Remember that old asshole? Remember how he wrote that if snow be white, then why his lover's breasts be dun? Or what about if hairs be wires, black wires grow from her head? Or what about when he wrote, and in some perfumes there is more delight than in the breath that my mistress reeks? You know what that is? That is Shakespeare being purposefully insensitive and obtuse in order to gain the audience reaction that he wanted. And what was that reaction? Laughter, mother humper, laughter! Mother humper is actually correct. They used that term in Shakespeare's time. Or what about Langston Hughes, who wrote, "I swear to the Lord, I still can't see why democracy means everyone but me." Or Dorothy Parker, who mused, "If you want to know what God thinks of money, just look at the people he gave it to." Don't everyone look at Taylor now. His name's on the list. Or T.S. Eliot, who wrote, "Some editors are failed writers, but so are most writers." And praise on high, Ogden Nash. Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. The problem with kittens is that they turn into cats. Or my favorite, his poignant tract on environmentalism. "I think that I shall never see a billboard as lovely as a tree. Perhaps unless the billboards fall, I shall never see a tree at all." These are poets, people. They are writers. And you say that my stage is a comedy club. And you say that my examples are unfair, that I chose real poets who happen to write funny things, not comedians fronting like they know how to write poetry. But if you're going to use their words against them, then I'm going to use your words against you, because a person who denies another person that they can write poetry is an asshole. And a person who tries to silence someone's poetry a person who tries to humiliate a person who's trying to express themselves is a tyrant. And a person who tries to silence someone's poetry simply because it makes them laugh is a fucking Nazi. So if you want to take someone on, take me on, little man, serious? Because I can handle you. I'll make you laugh so hard, your ego will burst. I'll school you and ha-ha so hardcore, your funny bone will dissolve into your urine. So you listen to me. Don't you ever tell people what they are and are not writing, let alone in my house against my friends, because guess what? I will take you on. And not only me, motherfucker, I have an army. A very funny army. just consist of funny poets, because guess what? My borders are endless. My army consists of funny poets and serious poets, political poets and hip-hop poets, experimental poets and old schoolers. I embrace the inherent poetry of every motherfucker that I see. So let it be known once and for all that Richard Pryor is a poet. And Lenny Bruce is a poet. And Charles Schultz, the creator of Peanuts, was a fucking haiku genius. And every person in this room is a poet. And every person reading this in a book is a poet. And every person who has the breath and the hearts and the guts to call themselves a poet is a poet. Because who the fuck am I to say they're not? And if you call yourself a poet and espouse hateful shit like funny poetry ain't poetry one more time, I'm going to flip the script and get serious on your ass. And you don't want my grim prose on knocking up on your face. So why don't you just step back and actually listen for a moment. Open your mind, open your heart, open your mouth, and just laugh.